Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So finally, after a long time, I was super excited to do my pre and post buff damage comparison video, and I went ahead and I prepared the pre-buff videos against the Realm of Legends Winter Soldier. So I have 6-star rank 1. Now I don't play this fight perfectly, but I'm fairly familiar with Psychoman, kind of like the basic idea for the damage rotation. Unfortunately, also, that is the biggest problem with Psychoman, that in order to be able to do the damage, you kind of have to forego pretty much all or most of the utility. And the damage, even after 2 level 2s, of a ramp up, is not really exactly the greatest. Which, in fact, there's a reason why people call him Psycho Noodle. See, it's very weak, comparatively speaking, if you want to do any bits of utility. He does okay amount of damage if you just go for the full-on damage rotation. But then he's, just a bad character because he does pretty much nothing. And so I prepared these videos with Synergy Team, without Synergy Team, and obviously then the update hit. And I kind of rushed to do a damage comparison video. Right, so without Synergy Team, he took 5 minutes and 244 hits. Then with a Synergy Team, which basically MCOC is the main synergy, I used like War Machine to help him out a little bit with debuff duration for those shocks and increase in attack. Then I used, White Magneto to give him extra attack as well, because he's a metal champion. And also Odin to increase the potency of the Furies. And then with Synergy Team, again, he actually performed quite a bit better. It's actually not that bad of a damage for a 6-star rank 1 without Liquid Courage Double Edge. But again, keep in mind that this is if you forgo all of your utility, and with like a ramp up of 2 level 2s. He did okay. And then I was recording post-buff damage, just to kind of immediately see what they changed about him. Took a quick glance at him. And it turns out that it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Why it is exactly the same is because they actually did nothing to his damage output. They changed, as far as we can tell so far, 3 things about Psychoman, which is increased the power drain duration to 8 seconds from 6 seconds in his dumped mode. Increased his Fury duration, which is by far the most major change, because previously it was really hard to maintain both of the Furies, especially if you didn't have the MCOC synergy. But still, just that in itself, it is the biggest help that he's getting, because he is going to be easier to play, so to speak. Will that make any meaningful amount of difference? No. If I wouldn't want to spit on a Psychoman if he was on fire previously, I still will not want to waste my saliva on a Psychoman right now. That's about the description of the change that I'd say. There is going to be, obviously, the places where, he can potentially be of use, but it's very hard to see him getting any of my catalysts. And this change, again, just seems extremely underwhelming. Yes, the increase in Fury duration was kind of like the baseline thing that we expected, and it does kind of help you to sneak out of the damage mode to maybe grab a little bit of his utility, and then you just need kind of like rotate back to it. But in all honesty, I just don't think it's going to be nearly good enough. Now, again, this is very early on. Keep in mind, this is by no means, kind of a final conclusion, because the champion is just barely live, and maybe those extra 5.5 seconds in the Fury duration make all the difference in the world. I just highly doubt it. And needless to say, I think there are going to be a lot of people quite disappointed. I think there are going to be quite a lot of people disappointed. So this is him, like, post-buff again. And it's the same thing. It's virtually the same thing. Now, with MCOC Synergy, he can't cycle out of his hate mode. That, again, means that he kind of abandons, like, half of his utility kit, if not most of it. But it does mean that it is, much easier to do damage with him, which, again, is not all that great, comparatively speaking, with the rest of the champions. And the damage numbers are, well, virtually exactly the same there. So this is where we're at. That was the first buff in 4 months now? December, no buffs. January, February, no buff. So yeah, we got 1 champion buffed in 4 months. And, my suspicion is that it will change absolutely no one's mind on Psychoman. So it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame, but you know what you can do. Maybe like Ebony Mob Psychoman can get another couple of buffs, and then eventually he's gonna do okay. Let's hope so. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. I don't, again, the damage comparison is kind of pointless because he still has exactly the same damage output. It's just that it's slightly easier to get to it. Shaved off like 5-10 hits, I think, from combo meter, but it's just because I'm more efficient with betting out heavy attacks and getting power quicker and dropping more shocks. But it's exactly the same numbers. So here we are. That's it. That's the Psychoman buff. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about